Hello YouTube, it's DrunkMonk74 here, and I'm just bringing you a real quick weapon review of a weapon that I think is possibly one of the most underrated and definitely probably one of the most underused weapons in the game. It's the SAR-21 for the assault class, and just before I go into any of that, here's a quick look at how I have it set up. So coyote sight, no accessory, the barrel. This is one thing that can tend to change depending on the map or game mode. Generally speaking, I'll be running with a heavy barrel, but depending on who I run into, what sort of map I'm playing, whether it's a lot of tight corners, where I'm up against players who seem to be checking their mini-map quite a lot, I might throw on a suppressor. But overall, generally speaking, I'll be using a heavy barrel, mostly because the bullet speed's not that fantastic with this weapon. You know, there's very little vertical recoil, so to get that extra bit of bullet speed, a little less drop, it's quite nice using a heavy barrel. The angle grip, just to help with the first shot recoil. There's not a huge amount of first shot recoil with this weapon, but what little there is, this will help alleviate that. And the paint job, an all important paint job, Tiger Urban. That's how I've got it set up. So let's have a look at how it performs and talk a little bit more about the weapon. Right, so before we get into any major stats or figures that I'm going to bore you with, the first thing to know is that all of these figures and stats are going to come from Synthic.com, so hopefully they're fairly accurate and they will help explain why this weapon is so good in the way that I tend to use it, and why I think it's such an awesome weapon in that method. And basically what I mean by that is I would use this weapon not in close quarters combat, but at sort of medium to long range. And the reason I wouldn't use it in close quarters is its fire rate. Everyone knows that the SAR-21 is the slowest firing assault rifle in the game at 600 rounds per minute, and that's probably what puts a lot of people off this weapon, is the simple fact that it is the slowest firing weapon in the game, and basically it feels like you're handicapping yourself when you compare it to some of the others. And if you sort of like look at that fire rate and couple it with the damage model that a weapon has, it doesn't look good. You know, it has a 600 rounds per minute fire rate. Its max damage is 25, minimum damage of 18. Basically, that damage model is the same as more or less any other assault rifle in the game, whether it's the QBZ-95-1 at 650 rounds per minute, the CZ-805 at 700 rounds per minute, the M416, which is 750 rounds per minute, all the way up to the FAMAS at 1000 rounds per minute. All of these weapons have a max damage of 25, minimum damage of 18. So they're the sort of weapons you're sort of competing with in damage model wise. And if you think of how many rounds per minute fewer the SAR-21 is firing, you do start to wonder why the hell you would handicap yourself by using it. The closest firing fire rate assault rifle there is in the game currently to the SAR-21 is a SAR-H, and that's at 620 rounds per minute. But that has a max damage of 34. Minimum damage of 25. So basically SAR-H's minimum damage is the same as the SAR-21 or any other assault rifle's max damage, meaning at any range, at max range, the SAR-H is going to take someone down in 4 rounds. So when you look at it like that, you're probably wondering, why the hell would I want to use SAR-21? What's the SAR-21 got going for it compared to all these other weapons? You know, the SAR-H may be one of the slowest firing assault rifles in the game, second slowest firing assault rifle in the game, but you know, it's got one of the highest damage models of any of the assault rifles. So yeah, I'd be wanting to use that, especially on big maps, you know, like long lanes or long sight lines. I'd be wanting to use that. Why would I want to use the SAR-21? My first answer to that is recoil. The SAR-21's recoil is so manageable, it's untrue. It has an upward recoil of 0.18, left right of 0.2, meaning its spread basically is very equal. So you know, it's not pulling one way a lot more than the other, meaning you know, if you do have to put a little bit of recoil compensation in, it's very easy for you to do. This first shot multiplier 1.8 is very low as well. And all of these little features about the gun is gun mechanics. You can manage them so easily by throwing on any attachment you want, whether it be a muzzle brake, a muzzle compensator, a flash hider, a suppressor, an angle grip, folding grip, potato grip. All of these will really help you to manage that recoil a little bit more if you find you're struggling with it. But I don't think most people will once they've realised how manageable it is. But its biggest selling point, and remember I'm talking about medium to long range because that's my preferred engagement, is a different stat altogether. And before I tell you this, the SAR-21 stat for this, let's look at, I'll just tell you a couple of the others. So the SCAR-H, which is its closest rival in terms of fire rate, its muzzle velocity or bullet speed is 410 meters per second. Then you've got the QBZ-95-1 at 630 meters per second, the CZ-805 at 580 meters per second, the M416 at 600 meters per second. The FAMAS, which has a fire rate of 1,000 rounds per minute, has a bullet speed of 630 meters per second. The SAR-21 fire rate of 600 rounds per minute, a bullet speed or muzzle velocity of 650 meters per second. That makes it basically that its bullets are the fastest traveling bullets of any assault rifle in the game. When you couple that with it's absolutely a manageable or low amount of recoil, however you want to look at it, that recoil is so easy to control. And you couple that with medium to long range engagements, you're about to see here the guy at the far end there just peeking over. He's got a couple of shots on me already, but he hasn't managed to take me down, and that's because at that sort of range, it doesn't matter how much damage you're doing with your weapon or how fast it's firing, you still need to get your bullets on target. The SAR-21 at those sort of ranges, medium to long ranges, in my opinion, with my sort of playstyle, and that's the way I prefer engaging at medium to long range, I don't think there's a better assault rifle in the game. I really don't. It's not often I say a gun is one of the best in the game, because I don't think I'm that good a player to be able to make that decision or make that statement. But in this case, I honestly do believe if you play medium to long range and that's your preferred engagement method, then you're going to really struggle to find a gun or a weapon that's going to perform better than this one. Anyway, for now, that's me. I'm done. I'm out of here. I hope you enjoyed the video. Any comments or thoughts, please leave them below. Till next time, catch you later. Cheers.